Grab your word. Let's go to the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19, verse number 26. Yeshua is speaking, and he says, "For I say to you that to everyone who has will be given, and from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him." One more time. For I say to you that to everyone who has will be given, and from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. Go ahead and take your seats in the presence of the Most High. Here's the framework. The master has returned, and the unprofitable servant has expressed his excuses as to why he was idle, and now the master has given his verdict that this servant was wicked. And once he tells that the servant that he's wicked, he begins to take from him what was given to him. For the yielded, the truth is, we have the measure. Tell somebody we have the measure. I don't want to talk to the wicked. I want to talk to the yielded. I say for the yielded, because you know what he was doing? Yeshua told those who were standing around the wicked servant, seize him and take the manna from him and give it to another. Give it to the one who gained. He gave it to the one who had gained 10 minas. So for the yielded, we have the measure. The weight we're given is a witness to the wealth of the master. The weight we gain is a witness to the workmanship, and more importantly, it's a witness to our well-doing. Bear in mind that currency at the time, and now it remains, currency was evaluated and appraised in weight. The mina that's in the text means a certain weight. Say a certain weight. And it often is representing several months' wages for labor, approximately 100 days' wages for the common worker. Know this, we have the means. Tell somebody we have the means. I need you to encourage yourself, say we have the means. We have the means, let it be known we, by we I mean the yielded. Yielded in submission and yielding in addition. I say that again, yielded in submission and yielding in addition. We have the weight, the currency, the value, the permission, and the authority in the master service. Take note that servants calibrate according to the charge. And by the charge, I mean instructions and orders from the master. And so, watch this, no matter what the master asks of the servants calibrate according to what the master is asking of them. On the flip side, slackers, that's what I'm going to call this wicked servant, slackers cower when a charge comes. The slacker says, I feared you. Because you're an austere man, you collect what you did not deposit and reap what you did not sow. Here's the thing. The slacker's accusation is actually self-incriminating. It's an admission of wickedness, slothfulness, and I'd venture to say contempt. Verse 22, the master responds to his accuser. And he says this, out of your own mouth, I will judge you, you wicked servant. Yeshua called him wicked. I didn't call him wicked. Yeshua called him wicked. Because the truth is, a doable bank deposit would have sufficed. It didn't even have to be in your hands. All you had to do was put it in the right hands. A durable deposit. That would suffice. Let's keep it real. If you knew the master was so harsh and so unjust, why would you do nothing? That don't add up, do it? This master whom you say is so cruel, and this is why I believe that the master's playing along. He's like, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm a man who withdraws while I don't deposit, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Since that's what you think of me, I'm going to judge you by your own accusation. I'm going to judge you by what you said, by your own admission, because you really just incriminated yourself. Okay, so since I'm so harsh, and since I'm so unjust, I tell you what. Why did you do nothing? Now, if you're in subordinates to somebody who's a harsh leader, who demands a lot out of you, why would you do nothing when you think that doing nothing would render a harsher punishment? It wouldn't make sense. If I thought that somebody I had to deal with was difficult, but I had to deal with them, and they expected a lot out of me, why, knowing that they expect out of me, watch this, what I say they didn't put into me, but they still require it because they're in charge of me, why would I do nothing? And this is what has happened to wicked servants. I couldn't do anything with it because I was afraid. I froze. Take caution, ladies and gentlemen. Dysfunction and dereliction arise from deception like fear. Dysfunction and dereliction, in other words, not doing what you're supposed to do, arises from deceptions like fear. The result of dysfunction is disorder. And make no mistake about it, that dereliction is disobedience. And so when we don't do what the master has called, commissioned, and charged us to do, what we're actually doing is operating in a spirit of disobedience. What we're doing is actually operating in a spirit of disorder. And sometimes we think that we can just fold it up in a napkin and put it away. Sometimes we just think that we can bury it in the sand and just give him back what he's given to us. Watch this. He expects us from the beginning of time to be multipliers. One of the first charges that man ever receives is be fruitful and multiply. Watch this. That's not just make more children. Make more out of what I've given you. But it's funny, in that situation, they wanted to take what wasn't given to them. Let me get back on text. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Key in right here, we have the mandate. Somebody say we have the mandate. We've been given to gain. The charge is clear. Have at it. We serve as we're summoned and as we're sent. Some of us got it twisted. You serve as you're summoned, not as you select. And some of us only want to serve as we select. We're selective servants. We want to serve, watch this, when the weather's right. And right now the weather outside is frightful. But if you had some Holy Ghost, the fire would be so that, let me come on back here. But we got some place to go. I don't know where that came from, but it was good to me. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But we got somewhere to go. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And them northerners can keep that snow. They ain't miss me with it. All right. But are you hearing what I'm saying? Get this. The yielded don't make excuses. We make moves. We do business as we've been bid till kingdom comes. Somebody say till kingdom comes. Let me say this. In the meantime, to the yielded, be postured to get your weight up. Look at somebody, say, be postured to get your weight up. Say, because you got weight already. You got weight already. Watch this. The master has given all of his servants 100 minas. He's giving them 1 mina. Let me come back over here. He's giving them, watch this, he's giving them 1 mina to give 100%. He's giving them 1 mina to do all that they can with the things that he has given them. Watch this. He gave us one gospel. He's given us one grace. He's given us one faith, one baptism, one calling. Somebody say one. And that's all we need to work with to do more. One hope. One faith, one baptism, one calling. Say, I've been called. Say, I've been given to gain. We've been given to gain. Consider this. Let's go to Proverbs 99. Proverbs 99 says this. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be wiser. He'll be still wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase. Somebody say increase. And he will increase in learning. I'm just saying it'd be wise for servants to do the master's business. I'm just saying. Let's keep moving. We have the mindset. Tell somebody we have the mindset. We have the mindset to meet the master's mandate. Make no mistake, the yielded have because the master has. I say the yielded have because the master has. The master has given each servant the same measure of weight. He's given us all a measure of faith. Watch this. He's given us all a measure of weight, the gospel, grace, and guidance to have at it. Don't miss this. We have because we have. Let me say it one more time. I'm going to get into it. I say we have because we have, and some of us don't have because we have not. The yielded have because we have. Watch this. The wicked and the slackers have not because they have not. We've been yielded and therefore we have yielded. In this case, 110 and another 5. It's interesting to me that that's the number of order and grace. We've invested. We've been industrious, and we've increased. Can anybody testify that they've increased in faith? Can anybody testify that they've increased in knowledge? Can anybody testify that they've increased, watch this, because the grace of God has put into your hands a gift that you recognize that you need to do something with. And some of us, if you can't raise your hand, what you need to do, watch this, is get to stepping. You need to get about the Father's business. You need to do what he's called you to do, what he's summoned you to do, because watch this, whether you selected to do it or not, the day that you surrendered your life and the day that you submitted your life to the master, everything that you thought that you need to do should have went out the window, and you should have started receiving a word from the windows of heaven that said, watch this, get up and get at it. Somebody say, have at it. Because the yielded have because we have. Are you with me so far? Tell somebody, get your weight up. Yeah. Receive this. We have more to offer. We have more to offer. The yielded have high yield potential. Lord have mercy. I said the yielded have high yield potential. Some fivefold, some tenfold, some one more to go. I want to talk to the one more to go people. And so watch this. Let's be clear. We have more not to be idle. but more to be industrious and invest. Not more to be slack or to be seen, but more to sow. Say, I have more to sow. Not more to gripe or gloat, but more for the master's glory. It seems like some of us have been getting more, and for some of us that get more, either we gripe about how much more we've been given, or we gloat about how much more we've been given. It's too much for me. What do you mean it's too much for me? Watch this. To whom much is given, much is required. Quit your crying and complaining and get to it. Have at it. We were given much to do much. And when the master has given you more, that means, watch this, that he can entrust you with more. And he expects you to do business with more. Because your previous efforts have shown that you are a high-yielding servant. Does anybody in the house want to be a high-yielding servant? That means that, watch this, the master can count on me, watch this, to bring back tenfold, to bring back fivefold, to bring back something except a handkerchief. Are you hearing what I'm saying? He's given, we have more to offer, not more to be motionless, mediocre, misled, malingering, or malfunctional. Malingering came to me from my military experience. What you would have some soldiers that were malingerers, which means that they wouldn't really be injured. They would just act as if they were injured so that they didn't have to take on any duty. And some of us are still acting like we hurt because we just really don't want to take on another assignment, like you haven't been called to serve. Not only have you been called to serve, watch this, you gave your life to serve. I don't know what you thought you were doing when you came into salvation. Watch this, you effectively raised your hand and took it over. Watch this. For God I live and for God I die. Blessed be the name of the God. Help my soul. Though he slay me, it doesn't matter what assignment. I'm not saying it's not going to be difficult sometimes. I'm not saying that you're not going to war with it sometime. But if you got weight in your hand, then war with the weight. I say war with the weight in your hand. Somebody say, I got weight to war with. If you're in a financial bind, I bet you wish you had some weight to war with. Come on now. Come on now. If you're in a spiritual deficit, I bet you wish you had some, you would that you, let me not say wish before y'all think I'm talking about witchcraft. You would that you have some weight in your hand. And it don't have to be a whole lot of weight, because all you need is just one. Ask David about it. I just need a little weight. God help my soul. Somebody say I just need a little weight. Major victory with a little weight. Somebody claim that. Say major victory with a little weight. And none of us are David, but we can draw strength from him. We can see his pattern. We can look around and say, watch this, nobody else gonna take on this yard? Watch me work. Watch this. Let me work with what I know to work with. Because all I need is one. He wasn't even given one. He found one right where he was. Because I've been saying this for years, and I'm going to keep on saying, you will have everything that you need by the time that you get there. Can you imagine going to a battlefield with an empty magazine? That's what a David effectively does. Because all he has is a slingshot. but he finds 5 smooth stones. He found grace on the, never mind, I said he found grace on the, he already knew he had favor. So he says, you know what, all I need is just one. Saul, don't give me your stuff that you wouldn't use. Just give me, y'all know that's my issue with Saul. Hold on, you gonna give me armor that you wouldn't even use? Because quiet as it's kept, Goliath is not David's giant, it's Saul's. Okay. let me just come back over here. Come back over here. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Somebody say, get your weight up. Now for me, say, slang that thing. That you ain't have to say that one. That was to encourage me. Slang that. You hear what I'm saying? Slang that thing. You better slang that rock, David. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But we have, the yielded have, because we have and we have more to offer. Say we have more to offer. Watch this. Verse 24 and 25, the master says to those who are standing by the wicked servant, take the mina from him and give it to him who has 10. But they said to him, Master, he has 10 minas. Verse 26 aligns with the master's ruling of the wicked servant in the parable of the talents. Let's go to Matthew 25 and 29. Matthew 25 and 29, the Messiah says this, for everyone who has, more will be given. Say more. And he will have abundance. Say, I will have abundance. And he will have abundance, but from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. To the hearers have more to be given. We have the light of the Most High. Say, I have the light of the Most High. Oh, you didn't know what you was talking about. Watch this, because this is from the lesson of the lamp. And watch this, it holds a parallel principle. So the lesson of the lamp goes something like this. If you have a light, you don't put it under a basket, but what you do is you bring to light, you highlight everything, because nothing is going to be kept secret. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so the hearers have more to be given. We have the light of the Most High, not to be hidden, but to harness, to hoist, to honor, and to herald the gospel. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We have more to be given, and therefore we have more to offer. Say, I have more to be given. Watch this. He's about to pour out a blessing that you won't have room to it. Yes, you will. Say, I'm about to have room, because I started on one, and I'm going to stay on one. Look at somebody, say, I'm on one. I'm on one. Let me come back over here. I don't know if y'all amp like me. Let me calm down. So, tell somebody I'm on one. Because if you can be on one, then you can be on 10. Woo! I said, if you can be on one, then you can be on 10. Somebody say, turn up. That was for me, y'all. Turn it. Let me just come back over. Look at somebody and say, get your weight up. Yeah. The master says, if anyone, this is verse 23 of that particular reference, if anyone has ears to hear, let him hear. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, in the parable of the sower, In the parable of the sower, when Yeshua gives the purpose of all parables, he tells his Talmudim in Matthew 13 and 11, it's been given to you, you meaning the fruitful followers. Does anybody want to be a fruitful follower? It's been given to you, the fruitful followers, my Talmudim, my disciples, to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But to them meaning the fruitless bystanders, and that's what a slacker is. A slacker is a fruitless bystander who doesn't want to do anything but stand by, talk about, I'm waiting on the Lord. He's going to do it any day now. No, he put it in your hands. He's going to move any minute now. Yeah, he's going to move to come back and find some folks empty-handed. He says, even those who have not, even what they do have, I'm taking it from them. Watch this. He's snatching fruit from the slackers. He's snatching currency from the cowards. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And some of us are going to go broke because we don't believe that he's given us enough to work with. Oh, if you think I'm going to talk about financial broke, you know, missed the message already. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But to them, those fruitless bystanders, it hasn't been given to them. Verse 12 of Matthew 13, the Messiah says this, for whoever, do we have verse 12? For whoever has, to him more will be given. Thank you. Verse 12 says, for whoever has, to him more will be given. We done worked through 3 different parables with the same principle. And we've been talking about these parables since last year. You missed it. Okay. For whoever has, to him more will be given, and he will have abundance. But whoever does not have, even what he has, will be taken away from him. You think that we can continue to slack and God's going to continue to give? It don't work like that. All he's given me was one thing to work with. He gave you the word. And some people get life, and some people get nothing. Even what he has will be taken from him. As a note, verse 23 of the same chapter, the Messiah says this, he who receives seed on the good ground is he who hears. Say, he who hears. He who hears the word and understands it, he who indeed bears fruit and produces, some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. To the hearer, there's abundance through adherence. Let me say it again. I say for the hearers, there's abundance through adherence for kingdom assignments. And sometimes we want abundance, but we don't want it for assignment. Are you hearing what I'm saying? We'll pray and we'll decree abundance. If I say God's about to give you abundance, some folks will lose their mind right now. Abundance is coming to me. I need you to receive this. Those who are bold enough to receive it because you know what's coming. Watch this. Say, I have abundance coming to me to do kingdom assignments. I want what I want. I want to be wealthy out of my mind for kingdom assignments. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I don't hide from it. I ain't ducking it. I ain't ashamed of it because I know what I want to do with it. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to have at it with what I got. Because yielded servants have because we have. Let me calm down. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Say, I'm about to have when I have. Here's the advisement, the objective, and the charge. Look at somebody and say, have at it. We have, as in we've been given weight, currency, value, permission, and authority. We have, as in we've engaged in investing, increasing, and expanding. Every time you witness, you're taking your one witness to expand the kingdom. Help me. Watch this. Every time you really got a word, you take that one word, that one baptism, that one faith, that one hope, that one calling, and you work the one that you have to witness to another one. And another one becomes another one. And another one becomes another one. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And some of us think that we got to go out and witness to the streets, and that's necessary. Watch this. Start with one. We want to be called internationally and won't start with. We wonder why they don't see my gift. Are you working with the one that you have? And if you're working to be seen, you're in the wrong line of business. You're in the wrong line of business. I don't know what you. You a stockholder. You are not the owner. You keep slacking, he gonna snatch them shares. Ah! When we have the master's interest at heart, we'll prioritize his bidding. We'll prioritize his bidding. Nothing will be more important than what he bids us to do in the time that he bids us to do it in. When we have the master's interest at heart, we'll be incentivized by his bidding. Watch this. You won't need no money to do the master's. Oh, God. Watch this. Nobody will have to pay you. Oh, help me. I remember when I first started pastoring, I took a salary, and then I got convicted. This is for me, because the workman is worth his hire. I know the whole thing. But I got convicted. I was like, how are we going to grow if I keep snatching crumbs? How are we going to make anything substantial? Watch this. Imagine if everybody in the audience and everybody that may be tuned in online, watch this, had an ingredient. And we can all make a great meal, which we can all partake in. But folks was too greedy to give their ingredient. This is my salt. The Lord has given to me salt, and how can one be salted? They lose their saltiness. Hush. You ain't got no salt. You just sour. You salty. For real. Anyway. But imagine that we're all holding these ingredients. Watch this. This is how giftings work. And giftings are given to profit with all. So watch this. You are not going to have all the gifts. I don't care who you are. You may be given severally as Holy Ghost wills, but it's to watch this, and you get to bragging, because again, either folks gripe about what they have been given, or they gloat about what they've been. I'm so anointed, like you gave it to yourself. I have such revelation. Who showed it to you? Who showed it to you? You ain't moving nothing around me. You done messed around and found the wrong one. I ain't impressed by nobody. I can learn from anybody. Don't get it twisted. I ain't impressed. I serve God. And that's how we get messed up. We see how somebody else is serving and then start, watch this, we start worshiping servants. And we start serving servants, watch this, not in the way that we're called to serve each other, but we start serving each other as if that servant, watch this, can get you into eternity. As if that servant can increase your weight. Watch this, some water, some plant, Yah gives the increase. So the increase is only coming through him. The pinnacle of my powers is to be an usher. The pinnacle of the apostles' calling. You, sir, you, ma'am, are an usher and a conduit on your best day. Calm down and humble yourself. That goes to me first. But if the shoe fit, take that joker off and don't walk in it no more. Get you some new kicks. Stop kicking against the priest. Are you hearing what I'm saying? When we have the master's interest at heart, watch this, we'll be authorized by his bidding. Say, I have permission to work with what I've been given. Say, have at it. We have because we have. When we have the master's interest at heart, we'll maximize his bidding. That means that, watch this, he gave me one, I'm going to knock down a giant with it. He gave me one, I'm going to get 10 out of it. He gave me one, I'm going to get 5 out of it. He gave me one seed, but the Bible tells me, the gospel tells me, Yeshua himself tells me that one seed can turn 100-fold. Tell me, what can you do with one? And if you're thinking that you don't have anything, perhaps it's because you haven't. No accusation. I'm just saying. When we have the master's interest at heart, we'll personify his bidding. That means, watch this, when you start personifying the bidding of the master, watch this, you are walking, you are operating in the spirit, watch this, and in the pulchritude, if you would, of an image bearer. I'm supposed to look like him. So when I take what he's given to me, I'm supposed to work it how he would work it. Because the Father gave the Son one assignment. One assignment worked over 30 miracles. But one assignment sent one man to the cross. And one man on the cross, somebody say one man. One man on the cross died once and for all. Oh, I don't think you understand. I said he died once. Say he died for me. Watch this. He died once and for all. Just as sure as he died for the one that was on the cross, that said, that he said he remembered, he died for all those. Watch this. He died for the Talmudim that ran from him. He died for all. So one man saved the world. Do you see what one can do? Watch this. One man ascended by the power of his Father, and one man sent one spirit. But one spirit filled the room. I said one spirit filled the room. And all of a sudden, one spirit was able to speak every language that was in the region and that was visiting the region. Say one spirit. No, not Higamo, Shundo, Tie My Bow Tie, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Kawabunga, and Wakanda. None of them. They spoke the language, guess what? So all people could hear one word. Say, I'm on one. And I'm about to have at it. Watch this. We'll personify his bidding. We'll do business as we've been bid. Let me close. To the yielded, be postured to get your weight up. I want to give you your message entitlement. Have at it. Look at somebody and say, have at it. Yielded servants have because we have. And if you're unyielded, then you won't have. Matter of fact, that which you don't have, he says, even what you don't have, I'm snatching it from you. Watch this. I believe that we're going into a season where God is going to start snatching stuff that people ain't using, and he's going to give it to the people that will. So if you want to stand by and be a bystander, watch this. Don't wait too long. If I were you, I would take the one that I have and have at it. Look at somebody and say, have at it. We have because we have. Give him praise right there. All I heard this morning was get to it. Get to it. I wasn't going to dance with this one. No, get to it. Have at it. Because the master has given to us one spirit. That's what he gave. I understand what the parable says. I get it. He gave him one minnow. They said a minnow was worth about 100 days of labor. If I said in 100 days, God's going to get ready to blow your mind, some of us would shake, rattle, and whirl. Well, what if I said you got 100 days to get your mind right? You got 100 days to have at it before he snatches it from you. Oh, we don't like that kind of prophetic word. We don't like that one. We don't like when Old Testament, I like to call it the Tanakh, but we don't like when Old Testament prophecy come out and God be like, y'all keep playing around if you want to. You keep standing by if you want to. I came to encourage, but I can't encourage you properly unless I've warned you accordingly. Tell somebody, have at it. Watch this. Tell yourself, say, have at it. Encourage yourself, say, have at it. Give the Lord another hand clap of praise. Give him another hand clap of praise because you own one. In due season, you will reap if you freeze not. I know the text. The text says, if you fear not. But what does fear make you do? Freeze. Watch this. Woo! Watch this. Fear will turn what should have been a harvest into a handkerchief. That's what the wicked servant brought back to the master. He brought him his minnow wrapped up in a handkerchief. But for the yielded servants, we have, because we have, and we're about to have one more. Somebody say one more. Somebody say one more. Now encourage yourself one last time and say, have at it. Give him praise again. Give him praise again. Give him praise again.